Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of my tiny home village speed build. You can see I'm just putting some of the final touches on the outside, just putting those windows everywhere, and I'm going to start doing the stairs on the inside of this first house. I only do the first 4 houses in this build, or in this video, and as you can see I'm doing floor by floor. So the floor plan for this first house is the first floor, or the ground floor, is just kitchen. There's no dining area, like seating area, so this tiny home is very, very tiny, and I'm just putting some little decor. I really hate that there's not more decor to go inside of those snowy escape shelves. It makes it really hard to actually decorate, and a lot of the times the only decor that fits there is just those plates, and there's only one type of plates. So I have to scale some stuff down, and it just gets a little bit annoying having to repeat the same things over and over again. But I think this little kitchen is nice and it's livable. There is no sink, but there is a dishwasher, so at least your Sims can wash dishes there. They don't have to go all the way downstairs. But here I'm doing the living area. I do change up the TV a bit later because I wasn't sure if it was actually going to work. And when I play tested it after this video, I found that they wouldn't sit there and watch TV. Or go down the stairs if the TV was there, so I ended up changing it for a smaller one and a smaller table, which you won't see in this video, but you'll probably see it in the screenshots that I show at the end. I also changed up this bathroom layout off camera, I guess, because the Sims won't be able to go past the sink. So I just switched it over so that the shower is in the middle and then they can just walk over it. Like I said in the last video, I want every house to be different from each other. And here in the second house, I'm giving it more of a darker vibe. Here, I'm trying to figure out the layout of the basement because I knew I wanted to have 2 rooms, but I didn't know where to fit the bathroom. So I end up adding one kind of the same layout as the previous house of the bathroom. And it is exactly the same layout as I mentioned, where the shower has to be in front of the door so that they can walk past it, which proved a bit annoying, which is why I didn't film it, because it's just very, very trial and error. But this whole build, actually, even the other 4 houses, or 6 that I haven't gotten to in this video, is up on the gallery because I just finished it recently. So if you do want to look at the rest of the builds and see what I incorporated from the last video's comments, you can certainly do so by going to the gallery under Nati_cookie without the E, or by searching #CookieSims in the gallery, and all of it's there, and you can have a look around. Everything is fully functional, which is really exciting. There's, nice little, I don't want to give it too much away, but I think it's really cool, so if you do have the opportunity, definitely go look at it. As you can imagine though, it is a very expensive lot, and there's a lot of packs involved because there's just so much detail going into each one of them. But if you do have the packs and you maybe you don't want to play in it because you like more of a rags to riches thing, that's completely cool. But yeah. You see, in this bathroom, I'm trying to make sure like everything is halfway in the wall, and it just, A, it doesn't look good, and B, it's not functional that way either. So I do move it later. Ideally, I did want to have one, like parents' room, one kid's room, but I decided that in this house it's going to be 2 siblings, or two single people, whatever. And each room had, a single bed and also had its own kind of separate vibe. In the red room, I add some more witchy stuff. I think it goes more with the vibe of the outdoors, of where it's situated in the world, and thought it was interesting to use different things. And like I said in the last video, I think it would be really cool to play this as almost like residential, with having various roommates. You can rent out each house, and it should work like that. I think there is definitely more beds than 10 that I think you're allowed, but could definitely play that way. In this third house, I struggled with putting stairs, and so I settled for ladders, as you can see, and I also expanded all 3 of the floors. Much like in the first house, I tried to make the top floor the kitchen, but then realized it might be a bit small, and because there's only a window there, it'd be cool to have like a living room up there. And initially I kind of wanted that to be the bay window area, to be like a little dining area, but realized that this place is too small for something like that. So I start putting random stuff. I tried putting a bar there, and I settled on, this is going to be the living room floor. And I really like that swatch of paint, the one that's like a gradient, but it looked so odd in this because the walls are so tall. So I ended up settling on that wallpaper that I really like, which is the woodsy, not the woodsy, if you're not going to have plants, you might as well have that wallpaper. Yeah, and you can see there is where I expanded it. Yeah, I also changed that window to something more modern because you can't actually use the bay windows in the way that I want to. You can't fit a cool like bay window couch or anything like that, so there's not really much of a point. And because the bay window that I was using was so small compared to the rest of the wall, that I just wanted something bigger. And in this bottom floor, and the second of the 3 floors, there's a kitchen, there's a small dining area. I wanted to go with the yellow and green walls, and then I realized it looked not good. So I changed the color into something that's more cream and went a little bit more basic. I try, like I've said before, I try to use things that I don't usually use. And one of those is these types of colors, so I really wanted to use more interesting colors in this build, but it's hard to do it when it just doesn't look good. So in the bottom floor of this one, I have the bedroom, I have an actual full bathroom. It's one of the only ones with a big bathroom like this. And actually the color scheme reminds me of my first apartment. And wanted to have a desk down there, but then I realized with the stairs the way they are, no one's going to be able to move past it, and they have to be, the ladder, sorry, has to be in that orientation because of the upstairs being so compact. And when I play tested it, people can't get down because the dresser's in the way. So I did change that. I don't remember exactly what I changed it to, or whether I may have actually kept it the same and just pushed it closer to the wall. I'm not entirely sure, but you'll see it in the screenshots at the end. And I actually really like that wall of flowers. I think it looks really pretty. Something very interesting. You wouldn't really find that in real life. Probably because why would you have it above your bed? Because then you'll get soil everywhere. But yeah, that is the third one down. But yeah, now I'm just fixing the outside a little bit so that there's a little bit more light in that first room, so the tall walls don't look so weird. And with this last house that I do in this video, if you remember in the last video, I said that I ended up kind of merging these two buildings as one. So in this top space, I really wanted to do like a green room, and then I realized I needed a dining space for the build next to it. So I made it into like a formal dining room. And it looks so pretty. I think this is my favorite room that I've done so far in this video. And it's really simple because there's all these windows. You can't really put any decor on the walls, obviously. So you just have greenery, you have the view from outside, and then the light that I use looks really pretty at night. And with this, I was actually surprised that the plants work out completely fine. Sims can go into every seat and sit down and everything and just walk past all the plants. And here I'm just doing the outside. Like I said in that last video that I wanted to match the environment around me with these trees. So I actually end up keeping most of the trees that's in the courtyard area the same, and just adding kind of like the outside as those big like evergreen trees. And here in this house, I was having such a hard time with the stairs, and then I realized that the reason is because of the foundation. So I did have to go change the foundation into the Get Together foundation, that one. Or actually I think it's the Get to Work ones. And then the stairs worked. The most annoying part of this whole thing is just those trees, because I want to have them in the background to hide all that like brown terrain. They just kept getting in the way, they kept clipping into the house. This is probably the most spacious house. There's 2 bedrooms. One of them is a kid's room with bunk beds, and then the other one is parents' room. It's really big. It also has a huge bathroom. And this is probably the one that's going to be the most functional playing, I guess. If you like modern stuff, you can always redecorate it as well. And this one, it would also be functional to have a dog or a cat or something, because obviously you have the big bath, and the stairs work like stairs do. So once the dog is an actually adult, it can go down the stairs. So here are those great bunk beds now. I didn't realize how much I would like bunk beds because they're half functional anyway. You can't put them in a tiny home and put a desk under it, unfortunately. Except that the tiny home desk you can because it's only one tile wide. But then the rest of it just looks weird and not finished. And here in this main living area, I put that really nice fitness stuff light. If you're looking for a stuff pack to get and you just like to build stuff, especially modern stuff, get the fitness pack. It's probably the one with the best lighting decor. I think it's really cool and they have a lot of interesting things as well. So initially I wanted to put like an island with some breakfast bar area, but because there's no living room yet, but there is a dining room next door, I decided to just put kind of like an open plan living space. And yeah, that is the build so far. I hope you guys like it. If you do, click a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.